What is up, everybody? Welcome back to our Draconic Sports video. In today's video, we're going to be giving you guys our Week 10 NFL picks. Now, as you can see, here are the current standings. I am in first, Aqua's in second, Moody's is in last, and Pine is in third. Now, it is a pretty big lead, so maybe I'll choose to pick the upsets. We'll see. Depends on how I'm feeling tonight, really. But yeah, I am in the lead right now and going into Week 10. And then also, of course, we have our Discord and YouTube picks. Eeks, who is our new winner of the Discord picks, and they have a YouTube channel link in the description. Check them out. They post sports content as well. They went 12-2, and Title, of course, always killing it on the YouTube side, went 10-4. Very well done. Anyways, without further ado, let's just get right into the first game for this week. All right, first up, we have Thursday Night Football, which is between the Raiders and the Broncos. Raiders, not doing too good, coming off of a very close loss to the Jaguars last week. Broncos heavy favorites here, have a chance to win the AFC, be the number one seed in the conference. Will they do it? We'll have to wait and see. The one thing they cannot do is lose to teams like the Raiders, so hopefully they will get the job done. And it is a divisional matchup, so it could get a little scrappy, but give me the Broncos here. I don't see a reason why the Raiders would win, even though Geno threw like 4 touchdowns last week. I mean, I don't see how the Raiders are really consistent at all seasons, and the Broncos just are consistent. So give me the Broncos.
Okay, here's what I will say. Brock Bowers looked like the best tight end in football last week during that game. Insane fantasy as well, but that's not really relevant to this game per se. And I don't know how the Broncos, literally almost lost to the Texans with a backup quarterback for most of that game, which really makes me want to think of a letdown spot. And then I remembered what this Raiders resume is, and can I really trust the Raiders to pull this off on the road at Denver? And the answer to that question, at least for me right now, is no. So I guess I kind of have to go to the Broncos. Though I still don't believe in this Broncos offense as of right now because they still feel like they've been very much lacking. Now, it was against the Texans defense, which was a really good defense. So maybe I'll let it slide. They did come off that big performance against the Cowboys, but they're against the Cowboys defense. So I don't really know what to think of this Broncos team. But surely they beat the Raiders, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is I think with Brock Bowers, there might be a chance. And the only thing the Raiders really lost was Jacoby Myers, and let's be real, they don't really. I mean, he was kind of carrying their offense on wide receiver. I think it's. I mean, Broncos need to win this. I am tempted to go with the upset, because it's the Broncos haven't played consistently, but I feel like, they'll get stuff done, even if it's a deceptively close game. So I'm gonna go Broncos.
You know what? I'm feeling chaos today. This whole season has been chaos. And Brock Bowers put on an insane performance last week to almost beat the Jags with the Raiders. And if Geno Smith can at least be like a capable NFL quarterback, I feel like this Broncos team has gotten a lot of fluky wins recently, so I would not be shocked to see them lose to the Raiders here. So I'm gonna pick the Raiders, even though I'm probably gonna lose from this. Just for the heck of it. Yeah, it's fun to pick upsets.
Alright, and then no shocker here, Eeks is gonna go with the Broncos because, well, I mean, the Raiders looked terrible this season. But hey, they looked not terrible last week, so maybe, just maybe, divisional.
Next up, we have the Colts versus Falcons game that is located in Frankfurt, Germany. It's the first Germany game of the year, and we have the Falcons, who barely lost against the Patriots. That was a little bit of a scare, I'm not going to lie. And then we have the Colts, who also lost. Daniel Jones got absolutely slapped in the face by the Steelers defense. And yeah, Colts are 7-2, still, top of the AFC though. So they'll probably get the win here. I could see some Falcon like magic, I guess. I don't know, where they just like decide to be really competitive like they have been in a few games this season. Or they could get absolutely blown out like they did against the Panthers. That was, an interesting game. So it could go either way. Colts are heavy favorites here. Give me the Colts. I don't really want to pick the Falcons, but it'd be funny if they won, I guess.
Look, all I'm gonna say is I basically called that Falcons upset last week, and then they somehow missed an extra point, which, that is the most Falcon things ever. And they might be due for a win, but the Colts did just come off a pretty embarrassing loss to the Steelers, so I feel like they got to get the thing back. And I think they have won the last game they played in internationally, which I believe was Germany as well. So, you know what? Sure. We're going to go with the Colts. I got to ride with Indiana Jones, even if it did bite me last week. Even by all, I really should have taken the Steelers last week just because it felt like a Steelers type of game to win. And that's what I get for ignoring the signs. But this week, yeah, I don't know. I can't buy into the Falcons. I'm just gonna keep losing if I do that.
I think the Falcons suck. That's about all I gotta say. So let's go Colts. And I feel like one loss. What is it? 1 or 2 losses they got? They got 2 losses now.
Yeah,
I mean, they're still great
Rams
teams.
and
So
Steelers are
not
losses.
worried. They got sauce now. It'll be fine.
Yeah, no. I would just like to add the fact that this already quite good Colts defense brought in Sauce Gardner as a cornerback one, who will hopefully be able to lock down Drake London, because I could not name you another Falcons wide receiver besides Drake London. So I'm going to pick the Colts here. I think that they're just a really good team overall, somehow, with Indiana Jones at the helm. I feel like it's all going to crash and burn within the next 3 weeks, but I don't think that this is the week. Not yet.
Moody, by
Not
the
yet.
way, is the receiver for the Falcons, but not that that matters right now.
Who?
Darnell Mooney.
Darnell Moody, the former Chicago Bear.
Who?
Ray McLeod.
I think he got
Who?
cut.
Oh, never mind.
That's what I thought, yeah. Literally
Falcons.
just Drake London.
Can we pretend that Kyle Pitts is the wide receiver? Bijan can catch the ball.
Someone who can guard Kyle Pitts. They will put a cornerback on Kyle Pitts because
They
they
still
don't
have
need to guard
Hodge.
anyone else.
So how viable is your fan over there, Pine, if you're supporting all of these teams?
Guys, they got
What?
David Sills the fifth.
No, I'm only a fan of 2 teams, and I'm not even
Falcons.
really a very good fan of one of them.
True, big Falcons fan over there, famous Falcon fan.
Uh-huh. Famously. a Falcons
Anyways,
fan.
shocker with the sweep with the Colts here. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Weird things have happened in Germany. I know the Panthers won a game against the Giants with a fumble. The last German memory I have in terms of like a German game.
Next up, we have the Jaguars versus the Texans in a divisional matchup. I mean, I guess this game is like somewhat important because if the Texans win, like they actually can close down the gap of second place. And yeah, the Jaguars coming off of barely winning the game against the Raiders. So, looking a little fraudulent. I mean, they are a somewhat good team. I know people want to hate on them. They did just get Jacoby Myers, so maybe him and Trevor Lawrence can, I don't know, get on the same page. We'll see. But they are probably the most fraudulent winning record team in the league right now. So let's see if they can stand up against a Texans team that's trying to come back. I don't know who I want here. You know what? I'd probably go Texans here. I think the Jags are a little too
So
fraudulent.
I will say I
let this
don't
one
know if
down.
Stroud's playing this game. He did go out last week. I don't know how bad of an injury it was.
Who's their backup?
Davis Mills.
He's not
terrible,
that
but
bad.
not great either.
Not that bad.
Did you see his numbers from the last game?
According to you, Stroud's the worst quarterback that ever played football. So how could he be a downgrade?
That's why his numbers were terrible.
That is true. He's still probably an upgrade over Stroud, but not much.
Wow.
So double checking, you still want the Texans, and if Stroud doesn't play,
Dude, it's a divisional game and it's the Jaguars. I feel like they would figure out. I feel like Trevor Lawrence is gonna throw like 3 interceptions or something.
I don't know.
stupid like that.
Jacoby Myers is gonna catch all those interceptions, so they don't become intercept. No, I'm kidding. Anyways,
Oh yeah, I'll go Texans.
this is like probably one of the hardest games to pick, just because I don't trust either of these teams. If the Texans want to make the wild card, because I don't think they're catching the Colts outside of like an insane collapse, yeah, they need to win this game. And I want to pick the Texans because I think they split, and I don't trust the Jags, but I just Stroud's not playing. Like I don't know, the receiving core and the offensive line already kind of sucks, and I think the Jags will probably take advantage. I'll take the Jaguars with like 3 turnovers. That's gonna be my pick.
So hear me out, guys. Trevor Lawrence refuses to throw to Brian Thomas Jr. because God knows why, or at least refuses to throw a good pass to Brian Thomas Jr. Jacoby Myers is not Brian Thomas Jr. Trevor Lawrence can look at that man, look in his eyes, and see that it is not Brian Thomas Jr., so he can accurately complete a pass to him. So the Jags are going to win. I don't care who's playing quarterback for the Texans. Not Brian Thomas Jr. And God, Trevor Lawrence having the worst connection in all of sports.
I know it's a theoretical upset, but I think the Texans will win. I don't know. It might be close. They might lose. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like they got a chance, and they'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, if they pick up Trevor Lawrence like 3 times, then like Texans probably could win at that point. So who really knows?
Yeah.
And shocker here, without knowing his QB status, we have Eeks going on the Jags. Texans are favored in this game, which is also interesting, but they are at home, so I guess it makes sense. Anyways, let's get into the best game of the week, I think, easily, right?
All right, next up we have our Tank Bowl, right? Our only Tank Bowl of the week.
Yeah, I mean, like, to be fair, can anything be in the same, like, tier of Tank Bowl as this? I mean, when we all
This is the
legit.
tank bowl of the year. This is
I mean,
the
there's
tank bowl.
going to be Saints and Jets.
Did we not just have
This
Jets
is
versus
the
Dolphins last
prelude
week?
to the toilet bowl.
We just
This
saw
is like
Jets
the tank
versus-
bowl to end all but one tank bowls.
Yeah, but what if they both
Jets
like
were on a
score
bye
40?
last week, but before they beat the Bengals, so at least they showed a fight. But then they just traded away like their defense. So
All right, I'm calling it right now. Both of these teams are going to score over 30 points.
that would
I
be
low-key think this is
entertaining.
gonna
I
be a-
just can't
gonna
see
be
the
a
Browns
shootout.
scoring 30. Then again, they did against the Dolphins, so maybe.
If they start Shooter Sanders, they will. I believe.
They're not going to because they decided that Dylan Gabriel is the guy for some reason. Not saying Shadur necessarily will be the guy, but
Dude, I don't even know like how that's like possible. Like Dylan Gabriel literally shows like nothing. He shows no
like
promise.
I said, I would be content with him as
Nothing
as
fun.
my backup, but not as any amount of starting.
Like yeah, at this point, it's actually like I don't even know what Shadur's like feelings are towards the Browns at this point. Like, does he like him for drafting him, or does he just like hate him because they like actually think he's worse than Dylan Gabriel?
Okay,
Like-
let's make our quick picks for this amazing game. I mean, I feel like it's just too
Yeah.
hard to analyze a game of this caliber.
Yeah,
Give me the Browns. I believe in their defense, and I can't believe in the Jets' defense after they traded away all of it.
yeah. Give me the Browns too. The Jets are done.
I agree. I feel like the Jets totally could just win this game because
Yeah.
of Jets BS, but also the Jets traded away their entire defense, so I'm gonna go with the Browns.
I mean,
I hate taking Dylan Gabriel.
and Justin Fields just has like his career high game. Like this could be a win, but I'm not betting on that.
Yeah, their defense sucked and it just got worse. So I'm gonna go with the Browns.
Yeah, shotgun's a sweep here. But hey, this game is going to be some great football. Everyone's got to tune in for this scrap. This is going to be great. Speaking of great games, oh boy, we got another one coming up.
All right, next up we have the Saints versus the Panthers. Panthers having a winning record and actually keeping a winning record. Very surprising to see. Panthers playing good football. Saints playing not so good football. Saints tried to trade away their roster, I think. They only really got Raheed Shaheed out of there.
They also traded away Penning, one of their tackles.
Okay. They didn't. I mean, Alvin Kamara doesn't want to leave for some reason, and then Olave just like I don't know. No one wanted him, or they couldn't find someone for him. And then now they're starting Tower Shug, whatever his name is, over
yeah.
Rattler. So I don't even know what the Saints are doing. Saints are just kind of mixing and matching, seeing what sticks. Alvin Kamara seems to be the only thing that sticks on that offense. I mean, the Panthers here, I don't really know how the Saints win this game. They're probably going to make it close, though, because it's divisional. So, whatever.
I'd entertain this if this was Rattler starting, because at least I've seen something good out of Rattler. I have not really seen anything good out of Shuck yet, and he's still new, so maybe he'll pull something out of it. But, why would I bet on that? Panthers, they have Rico Dowdle, and I think right now that feels like their best offensive player. Bryce Young will occasionally throw a turnover or, fumble the ball, but then normally he's doing, stuff that's not too bad otherwise. So, hey, I think they at least have something going on Carolina. So, plus they're at home. Divisional weirdness, you never know. But Panthers should win, so I'm going to pick them.
Are the Saints still starting Tyler Shock?
Yep. They said for the entire season they're starting him. Like I said, I'd entertain this if it was Rattler starting.
This is, such a stupid, game that we genuinely are going to make this way closer than it probably should be. But hopefully we can still win this game. I also would like to point out, I'm sure this is very superficial. In the last 5 weeks, I've intentionally worn blue and black on Sunday 4 times. The Panthers have won every time, so I'm gonna keep doing it. The only time I didn't is when I had to go out to breakfast.
The real question is: the podcast coming back gonna cause them to lose?
That is a real question because the
coming back.
Meow Mix podcast is coming back. Because they aren't real fans. They weren't here with us when we were 1-3. Now they want to come back because we're 5-4. So no, they're probably gonna lose this game. But I'm not gonna pick it. I'm picking my Panthers.
I don't really think this is much of a discussion, so I'm going to just say Panthers.
No one's really been doing a lot of upsets, but I also kind of get it. Am I really gonna? Do I really feel like the Saints are gonna be that team? that's worth picking. No, I completely get it. But hey, this next game is actually a good one. I'm actually being serious for once.
All right, next up we have Patriots versus the Buccaneers, one of the top seeds in the AFC and one of the top seeds in the NFC currently. Buccaneers are a very heavy contender in the NFC with Baker and that offense when they're healthy. You know, everybody seems to get injured now, but Patriots are also seemingly a very good team, even though their record, you know, they've beat up on bad teams, but that's what they're supposed to do. So let's see how the Patriots do against an actual good team now. You know, whoever loses this game will get their third loss of the season. I think the Patriots have a real shot here. I'm going to go the Patriots. I think their defense could stop Baker on a few key drives that could lead to their win. I don't know if they're going to be able to stop Baker as much as they need to win. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, because I think they could, but I also think Baker could carve up our defense if he really wanted to, because he's Baker and he's been doing that all season. We'll have to wait and see. I trust our defense. I think our defense will be able to stop Baker on some key drives, and we'll be able to get the win. But I think it's gonna be really close. I'm gonna say like a field goal. It's gonna be really close. But give me the Patriots here. I trust my team.
All right, now this is solely because I don't really know how good the Patriots team is gonna be until I feel like this is like a good like benchmark. Because like they beat the Bills, which is obviously a good team. But that's in division. That entire start of that game was just weird. So I'm not gonna really use that as a measuring stick, mainly because it's an individual thing. So I'm gonna take the Buccaneers just because, like I said, I don't really know how fully good this Patriots team is. Their offense looks elite, but once again, they aren't playing the best teams. To be fair, the Browns have a good defense. Like it's not like they're completely untested, but like I said, I just want to see it against a good team like the Buccaneers. Is also in Tampa Bay, so I feel like I go with them for that reason. But I will say it's surprising that they're only a 2.5-point underdog because they give the home point team 3 points. So the Vegas thinks that the Buccaneers are actually a worse team than the Patriots right now. So that's pretty interesting. But yeah, give me the Bucks. Baker can bake. He's got this.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bucks as much as, I've seen success in the Patriots, and as much as I want the Buccaneers to help us get in the playoffs. I'm gonna guess the Buccaneers, because if I'm wrong, at least, we're one step closer to first seed. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
I personally like to live in idealistic fantasy land where the Bucks magically regress over the next couple weeks so the Panthers can win the division. So I'm going to pick the Patriots. That's mostly the reason why.
We have actually go on with the quote-unquote upset, according to the spread at least, of the Patriots. So pretty fun game. Hopefully this game doesn't disappoint. You never know. Sometimes like, these games go like a blowout and you don't expect it to be. But either way, I'm excited.
Hey, last time these two teams played, Tom Brady.
So does the winner get
came
Tom Brady's
moving.
legacy?
Dude, that'd be cool. Wait, is this game on Fox?
I don't know if they can steal
Tom Brady-
that from the Patriots, but
One Super Bowl versus
I don't
6.
know.
It's pretty much the same.
Dude, they should have had
Yeah.
Tom Brady call this game. That'd be so funny.
Out of the
He would have hated it.
No, that would have been so peak, bro. I actually would have loved that. Anyways, next up we have the Giants versus the Bears. Bears coming off of a miracle of a win, if we're being honest, against the Bengals, and the Giants coming off of another loss. Not looking too good for the Giants. That entire team seems to not play football anymore because they just get season-ending injuries. And yeah, Jackson Dart does not look good when he has no weapons, which is understandable because he's a rookie. While the Bears, on the other hand, are somehow like winning games and like actually making an interesting run for the playoffs this year. Will they make it? Maybe. They have a chance to be sneaking as the last seed. I mean, they really, really do at this point. They're 5-3, 2 games above 500. So unless they just like lose 5 in a row, like they have a shot. Give me the Bears here. I don't really see why they wouldn't win this if they won against like the Bengals. If they've been winning against like worse teams than them on like most of the time, then they should win against the Giants. But I guess it's the Bears. Caleb Williams could 100% choke this away. But give me the Bears offense. I just think their offense is going to be effective.
So I'm just gonna say this: the Bears should not have won last week, but that's how the NFL goes. But for some reason, the Bears have been like having the coin flip their way a lot this season, which is unusual. Normally, this is like the Vikings we're talking about, with they're getting lucky and they're like way worse than their record. But the Bears are that team this season, so I gotta respect that fact. So they'll probably win this game in some weird and close fashion. I don't think this Bears team is even like I said. I think the Bear team is very limited. A few times this season, but like I said, they've managed to win when they shouldn't, so whatever. I guess they'll win this week. And if they don't win this week, I'll at least be happy. So give me the Bears. Yeah, I don't respect this team, but like I said, I gotta pick what I think is gonna happen.
Yeah, no, the only reason I'm gonna pick the Bears here is just because of the coaching situations. one of these coaches is probably very depressed because he knows he's going to get fired at the end of the season, and the other one is Ben Johnson. So I'm going to pick Ben Johnson.
As much as I think the Bears are really mid, the Giants are just in a whole worse position. And to correct Aqua, it was more like the Bears should have won and then shouldn't have won and then should have won again.
Yes, but they shouldn't have won
yeah.
against like every other team. Like they've won against it. Like
Yeah.
the Raiders, they shouldn't have won again. They shouldn't have really won against Washington. It's like they keep getting these types of wins, and like I said, it's just weird. The Bears normally are the team that lose when they shouldn't lose.
Yeah. Like they'll probably just scoot their way to like a playoff miss and have like a really bad pick. So then I'm here for it. But yeah, I'll take the Bears.
Surprising upset Eek is taking the Giants. I mean, I guess why not? This Bears team hasn't looked great all season, but I can't say I fully see it. But hey, the Bears have shown the ability to choke. We'll see.
All right, next up we have Hydrogen Bomb Coughing Baby number 1 of the week, and that is the Bills versus the Dolphins. Divisional matchup, and yeah, not really even close. I don't know if we should entertain this or not. Bills heavy favorites. Might win the division, and the Dolphins look terrible.
I'll just do this.
Yeah, put me on the Bills side. The Dolphins aren't winning a game for the rest of the season.
Here you go, fine. Dead center Dolphins. I know that's what you want. Anyways, but I mean, yeah. No, I think the Dolphins can win some games, especially against the tanking Jets. They actually have some very winnable games in their schedule, but ultimately, like they're done. Their season's done. They have no Tyreek. They traded away one of their edge rushers. They have some other ones, but like it doesn't really matter.
Oh, wait, did they trade away Bradley Chubb or no?
No, they're just Phillips, not Chubb. I'm shocked they traded Phillips, not Chubb. That is actually what I'm surprised about. Yeah, because
I'm surprised like the Niners didn't go for Chubb. Or
yeah, Niners didn't make any move, and they lost Michael Williams, their first round pick. We'll talk about the Niners more once we get to the Niners. But yeah, I am a little shocked about that one.
Next up, we have the Ravens versus the Vikings. Ravens are 3-5, trying to make a push of the favorites here, and the Vikings coming off of one heck of a win against the Lions. Somehow they pulled that off, and they're 500. I don't know, like that. It feels so weird that the Vikings are 500. Like they could also sneak into the playoffs. Maybe beat out the Bears. We'll see. I guess JJ McCarthy played fine against the Lions. I mean, they have the most like average team ever. Well, their defense is like kind of good, but their offense is just so average.
Justin Jefferson, my favorite average receiver.
Okay, well, JJ brings Jefferson down to average. I'm sorry, it's bad at some points, but I love JJ too. I love JJ Jettis, but he can't do anything when JJ McCarthy either doesn't play or throws like at least 2 interceptions a game. Anyways, I'll go Ravens here. I don't know. Lamar is back. He's better than the entire Vikings offense besides Jefferson. So give me Lamar. He's probably going to carry the Ravens here. And yeah, nothing much else to say.
I'm mostly just picking the Ravens here just because of the quarterback situation. And the Ravens are kind of like in that mode where they have to win. And they have no choice but to win. Yeah, I think the Vikings got really lucky last week with a few things. But this team does tend to get lucky for no reason in the regular season, so I wouldn't be shocked if they won this game. But like I said, I do like the Ravens more, it feels like. So I'll go with the Ravens, but I guess you never know.
I'm gonna split here because I don't know. They got Lamar back, so like I'm kind of willing to go for the Ravens here, and I'm probably gonna keep my original pick what I was thinking at the Ravens. But I mean, you gotta feel like Vikings have to win it in this week to stay in it. You know what I'm saying? Or at least win like the next couple after. But I honestly think Ravens get done, so I'm gonna put my bet on Ravens.
I don't know who to pick here because this week feels like a week where both of these teams should win. Both of these teams should be trying like everything, giving everything to win.
Should I force the editor to do overtime with another coin flip?
No, I think I'm gonna pick the Ravens. I would consider a coin flip, but the problem is that allegedly the refs just hate Detroit. I don't know how they feel about Baltimore, but the refs say Baltimore.
It depends on who they're playing. I actually don't know who they favor between the Vikings and Ravens.
I mean, the Ravens, I remember, had a toe gate on opening night.
Yeah, but that was against the Chiefs. You can't really use that as an example.
True. I guess JJ McCarthy is good enough evidence that the Ravens will probably win because Lamar Jackson is a man on a mission, and JJ McCarthy is a student doing his best.
And then shocking news: the Vikings fan will have picked the Vikings here. So fair enough. I'm not saying the Vikings are out of this because, like I said, it feels like a game they can win. Like I said, I feel like the Ravens are basically are going to be playing like full energy nonstop until the end of the season because they have no choice until they're out of it.
All right, next up we have the Cardinals versus the Seahawks. Cardinals not looking too good
Jacoby
against
Brissett.
Dallas.
That's who starting this week, by the way. I thought I'd get that out of the way.
Yeah. Wasn't that and that was chosen over Kyler, right? Like he was
Allegedly,
chosen
he's still nursing that foot injury. I don't believe that at this
Oh.
point, but he started.
Jacoby Brissett, does that move me to pick the Cardinals? No. Give me the Seahawks. The Seahawks, I don't know. Sam Darnold somehow gets another like top 5 wide receiver to throw to, so he just like looks like an MVP candidate again.
Okay. Okay. I like
Seahawks
Sheet
awesome.
Shahid, but like top 5 is crazy.
No, JSN, that's what I meant.
Okay, sorry, because you said you got a new wide receiver to throw to. I thought you meant the trade deadline.
No, I just meant the fact that JSN went from being like a wide receiver like 3 to like a wide receiver 1 like instantly and like is on
I don't
the
know.
level ish of Justin Jefferson.
It's always felt like a St. Brown. He felt like a St. Brown type throughout the entire time he's in the league to me. No, I'm not here to have that debate who's better. That's another time. Anyways, I'm not gonna lie. I do kind of like the Cardinals like to like keep this game close because of Brissett and the whole divisional thing. But yeah, I feel like I can't pick the Cardinals until they prove they're done choking. They beat the team that's historically known for choking harder than like any other team that they also just tend to own. So like I'm not gonna use that as a test for them. So if they beat the Seahawks this week, I'll put some respect on their name because like I said, all their losses have been close. But yeah, no, I'm gonna pick the Seahawks until they give me a reason not to pick them.
Cardinals fans, expectations low. The Seattle Seahawks might be the one of, if not the best team in the NFL right now. Sam Darnold is playing like weeks 1 through 17 Sam Darnold. So I'm gonna pick the Seahawks. This is just what he does now, and then week 18 is gonna be a monstrous collapse. I'm calling it right now.
Forgot about the collapse in that Rams game in the middle of the season, but that's also the freaking Colts game looked terrible, but the Colts looked worse. Anyways, that's I'm here to talk about the Vikings last season.
This is Seahawks. Best wide receiver, Cardinals aren't really known for being, they keep choking. So I'm just going to say, actually, I mean, it's not like they choke every week. It's just like, stuff like, even when they win, sometimes they're still choking, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't really have the most confidence, but I do have confidence in the Seahawks. Sam Darnold is him, apparently. If they get their running game up, they're probably be unstoppable, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm going to go Seahawks.
All right, and then we actually have a shocker. Just kidding. They're taking the Seahawks. I just thought it'd be funny. But hey, I can see a pathway for the Cardinals to win this game, which is more than I thought I'd say. But yeah, no, Seahawks are good until proven otherwise.
All right, next up we have another hydrogen bomb coffee and baby game, and that is the Lions versus the Commanders. Commanders not doing great at all, getting blown out by the Seahawks, believe it or not, with Jaden Daniels playing, but with a lot of their offense injured, to be fair. And then the Lions, of course, having a tough loss against the Vikings, but this seems like the most, normal, like, foreseen bounce back game ever. Give me the Lions. Commanders don't really stand a chance. They have like little to no offensive firepower, and their defense is fine, but it's not enough to stop the Lions.
The RG3 Jaden Daniels comparison is getting very scary very quickly with the amount of times they brought him back this season. And
Hey. He hasn't torn his ACL yet.
But that arm looked really bad. I know that wasn't a throwing arm, but that's a really bad injury. I'm not sure he's playing again this season. I don't think he should.
I wouldn't want him to.
Sorry. I should say they shouldn't have him start again this season. I don't know what the Commanders are gonna do. If they start him again this season, I want that organization burnt to the ground. But with that being said, yes, Lions fan bias. No, I'm kidding. But like seriously, they're down a lot of pieces, the Commanders, and it's just very unfortunate the way it went this way. I really wanted to beat them again, run it back in the playoffs and beat them, but or like have this game mean something. But like it really just feels like it doesn't. The Lions do have the big disadvantage. Mahogany's probably not playing at left guard this game. I don't know when he's coming back. That kind of scares me. And like I said, the Vikings just completely just kept injuring our O-line. Not all, like a lot of it was legal, but there was some of the crap they were doing I was not a big fan of. Not a big fan of. Past is past, and things happen, and it's all about how you respond in a loss. And I gotta trust the Lions to do that as always.
I like I mean, they lost 4 in a row, I think, or something crazy. 4 or 5 in a row, like, only going to get worse without your starting quarterback again. As much as I like Marcus Mariota, he'll probably win when they play the Dolphins. I'm looking at the schedule right now. They'll probably win when they play the Dolphins next week, but I don't see it happening this week because the Lions kind of need to win to stay in the playoffs as well. But yeah, maybe we'll see a Josh Johnson eventually. That'd be funny, you know? But yeah, I'm going to pick the. I'm not insane, so I'm going to pick the Lions.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna pick the Commanders here. The Commanders' hope and soul and everything, everyone, and everything that believes in them is probably dead at this point. They're all just, it's a depressed organization, and in the words of one Aqua Dragon, the Lions don't lose 2 games in a row. It's a blessing somehow they just never break.
Let's just get this out of the way. Yeah, that's a sweep. Maybe we spend a little more time than we should have in this game. But hey, we have some decent games, depending on who you ask, for the Lotto 3.
Here we have America's game of the week, which is Rams-Niners divisional matchup. Rams are favorites here. Stafford has been absolutely dogging on bad teams recently. 9 touchdowns in the past 2 games.
Do you not remember what happened last
Pretty-
time these
pretty
two teams
crazy.
played?
I don't.
The Rams did not look that good and lost to the Niners with Mac Jones and a bunch of other injuries. Now, they're slightly more injured this time. I think the big difference is there's no Fred Warner compared to last time, but otherwise, these teams are pretty much both in the same state, and they're on the road this time, so definitely going to be interesting.
I don't know. I'd pick. I personally would go with the Rams. I'm a Stafford guy myself, so I like the Rams. I will say though, Christian McCaffrey might single-handedly win the Niners this game. He might be my current MVP. He's insane. He's literally their number 1 wide receiver and running back at the same time, and at least 80% of their offense at every single moment of the game. So, give me the Rams here, but I'm assuming Christian McCaffrey is going to make it very, very close. I do like the Niners team, but I think the Rams just have a better offense slightly.
I wasn't going to do it, but I convinced myself somehow. I'm going to go with the upset with the 49ers here. They are at home. They lose. It probably is the no Fred Warner thing being different compared to last time. Or maybe the Rams actually woke up and played well. Either way, it was also maybe it was Thursday night weirdness. But regardless, I think there's a pathway for the Niners to win this, mainly because the Niners, for some reason, tend to own their division, at least in the regular season. Shanahan will pull something out of and pull it off. So, yeah, give me the 49ers.
Yeah, I mean, like they're 6-3 for a reason, I guess. Like they can win. It doesn't really matter that like Bosa's out. Ayuk's never been in. What's this call it? Like half their line's injured. Fred Warner's out. Multiple wide receivers. You know what I'm saying? Like it's pretty cooked. But like, and that's only the people on like IR. There's still like people that are like injured. You know what I'm saying? Like no Ricky Pearsall, or questionable Ricky Pearsall. But honestly, I kind of like it. I mean, who needs a team when you just have like a semi-competent quarterback and then you just throw in a running back that can do it all, and then they got Kendrick Bourne doing something. So like, and isn't Kittle back? I mean, he didn't do anything the 1 week he
Yeah,
played.
but like he's now able to block for Christian McCaffrey on top of Kyle Juszczyk, so like that actually enables the run game more. So why not? I'm pretty sure George Kittle coming back was part of the catalyst why they finally got a rushing touchdown. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, honestly, I don't see. I mean, I could see them losing, but I mean the Rams are a decent football team, but I'm gonna go 49ers.
So the question that will single-handedly decide this game is, do the 49ers still have a defense after all the injuries? And I don't think we've gotten an answer to that question yet, because after all the injuries, the 49ers have just played fairly bad teams. So I'm gonna pick the Rams here, but I would not be shocked if they lose simply because the 49ers might still have a defense. We just don't know. And also, I'm gonna pick the Rams. I support the Rams. They're pretty cool.
And then we have another very, I would say, favorite to pick here from Eeks. I mean, fair enough. House, do you go 12-2? I guess. Just kidding. I mean, they picked some upsets last week. I mean, they had the Vikings beating the Lions. That's a pretty good upset they called.
Sunday Night Football. We got Steelers. We got Chargers. Steelers coming off of a pretty helpful win all around against the Colts. Their defense actually looked very much alive. TJ Watt looked alive for the first time in a little while. While the Chargers are a fascinating team because they really don't have a running back, yet Jim Harbaugh makes that system work somehow. And Justin Herbert, I don't know, he's just kind of balling out. Chargers are the favorites here. I don't know if I believe in the Steelers to win twice in a row. That's the only problem here is like, do I believe in the Steelers to win twice? I don't. So give me the Chargers. It doesn't seem like a Steelers thing this year to win twice in a row and like actually like look really good in both weeks. So
I'm taking the Steelers only solely because their defense looked better last week, and also because it's early in the season. So I feel like they're gonna go one game above 500 again, and then collapse again a little bit. Also, if the Chargers had either of their starting tackles, I'd pick them this week, or Hampton back.
oh yeah, didn't Joe Alt
Yep, he's
high ankle
out for
sprain?
out for the season. I think actually.
Dang, that sucks.
They like I said, they got Penning off of the Saints, which might do something for them. Did you?
I heard he's ass though.
Yes, he's basically
I also heard his ass.
basically he's a high boomer bust prospect at tackle, and he's been kind of bust. So maybe Jim Harbaugh can make him good because Jim Harbaugh, but who knows? Probably not. But either way, it's so noticeable when Joel Olt's not starting for them. They've like two separate teams this season. It's like it makes you kind of sad because, like I said, I kind of wanted to see what this Chargers team could do, and yeah, injuries have decided that that we will not be seeing that. So yeah, give me the Steelers. I'm sure they'll win off of the dumbest thing ever because that's how the Steelers do it.
Honestly, I fully agree. The Steelers defense looked better, especially their run defense, and their defensive line as well looked pretty good. Daniel Jones did not have a good game last week, and this Chargers O-line is banged up. So I'm going to pick the Steelers to sack the hell out of Justin Herbert over and over and over again, and get the upset.
I would say.
Come on, join us on the upset land. It's fun.
Who'd you choose?
Steelers.
I don't say I don't know if I believe. Okay, I will say both of these teams have like the worst, like because partly because of injuries, like the worst like rushing game in like the NFL. Like for like a winning team, like who do you think is like the like how many yards do you think the leading rusher on the Chargers have? You know, obviously Hampton got injured, but
Weaver, Najee, and Hampton are both out, so that's why I'll give them a pass. The Steelers, I give no pass because Warren is
yeah.
You would think
We're like
actually
8
good
weeks
yards.
in. Their leading rush and Jalen Warren only has like 400 yards. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they should put Caleb Johnson in. No, I'm kidding. That would be like the worst thing ever.
But like even on like the Chargers have 3 guys with like 300. It's like nobody can get anything done. But I think if Chargers played like they actually want to win a game, like I mean they played all right against bad teams and they like barely beat them. But like they could if they played more more consistently, they probably could have like
I see what you did there. If and Chargers and Herbert, that's a good one.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. We got the hypothetical like Kings. Like they could probably have like 1 or 2 losses leading towards one if they played better. But I like just don't believe in the Steelers. I know they're gonna go 9-8 or whatever, 8-9. But like I don't believe in them, so I'm gonna go to Chargers. I feel like if you look at their schedule, this makes sense to be one of the games that they lose because they got like 3 more freebie wins or like 2 more freebie wins, and if they win all those, they got the 8 wins. You know what I'm saying? So this has to be one they lose. You know what I'm saying? Like just by like the nature. So I'm gonna go Chargers.
Eek is also joining us on the Steelers. Let's go Steelers. Not actually, I'm not a Steelers fan. I'm mostly neutral feelings honestly on the Steelers. I find them funny at sometimes and the most frustrating team to watch of all time at the same time. So anyways.
Yeah, that's fair. Anyways, we have our final game of the week, which is Monday Night Football, and they finally do not have 2 games on Monday Night Football. Thank you, NFL. Anyways, it is the Eagles versus the Packers. Did the Eagles have a bye, right?
Yeah, they just came off a bye. Packers came off of getting slightly embarrassed by the Panthers, not by the score, but the fact that they were like 13-point favorites and lost.
Yeah, and they still have a really good winning record. Like I don't know, they actually have the weirdest record in the league.
See, it's because all of their wins outside of the first 2 weeks have looked like the most unimpressive team in football.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's like, dude, the Packers on paper are a really solid team. Like, we're talking like top 5. They should be a top 5 seed in the NFC. They don't look anything like a top 5 seed. Like, they probably are going to end up being like the 5th or 6th seed, but they just don't feel like that kind of football team like they were last year. And they added Micah freaking Parsons. Like, I don't even know how that makes sense. They added Micah Parsons. They drafted Matthew Golden, yet they still suck. Like they suck for their standards. It's weird. Jordan Love plays so average too. I don't even know. Give me the Eagles here. I don't see how the Packers win this. There's no way if they win this, they're actually the dumbest team in the league.
Okay. I don't believe the Packers will win this. A large part of that has to do with the fact that they're missing Tucker Kraft through the season now. But I have to go with my rule.
Shoot. Yes.
picking the Packers so they lose. So I have to pick the Packers. But yeah, definitely I should pick the Eagles. Also, I should have made the Eagles black here just to joke about the Brazilian game again. But nah, this is a questionable green. But I also don't want to make the Packers yellow because it looks disgusting. So that's why we have green on green.
Yeah, that's a good graphic design choice.
As someone who had to watch Jordan Love play a decent but not incredible Panthers defense for a while on Sunday, couldn't catch the whole game but caught a good part of it. Let me tell you, he is terrible. That man threw nothing but check down passes to us. And the only reason he got points was because his receivers and running backs just ran further after catching it. He barely can throw past the line of scrimmage accurately. So yeah, Jalen Hurts isn't much better, but his team is. So I'm gonna pick the Eagles here.
I can only name. I
Like-
think I can only name one player in your guys' secondary. No disrespect. I can only name JC.
Whoa.
That's
You
no
can't name
disrespect.
Michael. Hey, Mike Jack. They got Mike Jack, and then we got safeties. They won't. They refuse.
You
to start
got
like
someone from the
We have
Raiders.
JC Horn, and that's all we need.
That's a fair
Exactly.
argument. That's a fair argument. As long as
We
he's
don't play
healthy,
the
he got
Eagles
Mike
this
Jack.
season.
as long as he's healthy, like Jason Horn can cook. So fair
We
I
enough.
will
put
say-
JC Horn on Chris Olave, and no one else does anything.
Bro, if Cha Smith Wade, whatever his name is, that dude's insane if he's healthy. Like, love that guy.
All right, Moody's, you gotta make a pick here.
I think that. Oh wow, what a surprise! A team full of wide receiver threes doesn't have a good offense. You know what I'm saying?
Only wide receiver
Went
one.
through
It
the
was a
smoke.
tight end that went down.
And
that's
then we got Micah Parsons over here playing like his alma mater, whatever how you say that word. But it's quite glaring that he got like owned last week. It was hilarious.
Micah
But,
Parsons, he
I
doesn't
don't
play
know.
the Cardinals.
Yeah, he's playing like Penn State, bro. I'm telling you. I think that they kind of suck. Like I know the record obviously doesn't show that, and it's not even like they've regressed. I just don't think they're good. They've only really won when they score 27 points, or you know what I'm saying, scored past 27, except for that Packers that one game versus where they tied. But
They still scored over 27 there with 40.
yeah, the Eagles are the Eagles. I mean, I'm really tempted to say that the Packers don't even make the playoffs, but they'll probably scoot in.
Don't worry,
We'll
you get
see.
to figure out how we predict with our season prediction coming soon.
Woo.
Okay.
You gotta
Next
pick what
up, we
Moody's.
have-
You never picked
Oh.
what.
I thought I already said the Eagles.
No, you made it
Yeah.
very obvious, but you didn't
Yeah,
say
my
the
bad.
pick. And then last
The
but not
Eagles.
least, so we have Eeks also on the Eagles, which fits me solo on the Packers. I don't know if I like the look of this anymore.
Ooh. That is a bad look. Anyways, next up we have our tier list of bye week teams, and those would be
Very interesting ones. So, first up, we got the no defense having Bengals, the no defense having Cowboys, the weirdness that is the Chiefs, but they've looked good mostly. And then we have let's end the season Titans. I'm just gonna put the Titans in mock draft now because they're not worth their time.
Mock draft made.
And they already traded away a bunch of their. Well, they didn't fire sale their team like the Jets did, but they did the trading aways, and their team has no talent other than Justin Simmons, and maybe Cam Ward isn't Will Levis 2.0, but so far it's kind of looked that way, so that's kind of rough.
yeah.
Didn't Tyler
yeah.
Lockett get cut?
Yep, and they got signed by the Raiders because they need more former Seahawks players.
Wow.
I think the only touchdown I remember from Tyler
Hey,
Lockett this season was that stupid fumble recovery in the end zone
It
after
was.
that.
Yeah.
That's the
That's-
only
yeah,
that's the only
that's-
touchdown I can remember this
that's
season
dumb.
from him. Anyways, let's
What are
get
they gonna re-sign Marshawn Lynch?
Oh my god.
True. They got to trade for Bobby Wagner.
Russell Wilson.
Marshawn
Wilson should have been
Lynch
on the
is-
block, bro.
Honestly,
No,
Russell
no.
Wilson would have actually might be a better starting quarterback than Geno Smith, but that's not a conversation I'm having right
Carroll, Las Vegas
All right.
Carrolls.
He absolutely would be, but move on.
now. Anyway,
Bengals.
let's start with the Bengals. Yeah.
Um,
Super Bowl contenders. Just kidding. This isn't 2021.
I actually feel bad because 2 weeks ago they were season on the line. When they lost to the Jets and Bears.
Yeah, you make a fair argument making losing to Jets and Bears. I was gonna say season on the line,
Listen.
but
It's still on the line theoretically. I mean,
Okay.
is
you
it
know
line
what? You know what? I'm
solely-
willing to agree to season
Huh?
on the line solely because the Titans probably deserve their own tier.
like
Let's-
is it fucked? Like
Let's-
99%
No, we-
sure, but the
let's-
line's still there.
Let's be real. The Titans deserve their own tier, so I'm fine moving.
But
If we
this
want to
is
get
like-
the Titans
okay.
on here, we should move the entire board.
No,
and put
because
them
that
on
would be really annoying for me in the video.
They still got Browns and Dolphins. You know what
Fine.
I'm
I
Can we
know,
like
but
put them on
I
like the
don't know.
far right side and put like a red box around them, or like put them in
I
jail?
can put them in black and white if that would make you feel better.
Put the
I feel
Titans in
like
black
just
and
give
white on the
them.
far right side of mock drafts, and then put the Bengals also in mock draft.
I
I
just
feel
feel
like one
bad for
more
Joe
3 and
Burrow.
7. 3 and 7 is just it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Yeah,
I think we just
I
leave it.
think
Let's
like
leave it. Just leave it. Anyways, we gotta move on. We
weren't
gotta.
they supposed to borrow time for Joe Burrow to come back, and now they
Yeah.
lost those 2 games, so you
Transplant
can't.
his
I have no
ACL.
words. Like the worst part is that Joe Flacco's not even playing bad on the Bengals.
Playing great. It's
It's
a
not.
defense.
I think he might have had his best game of his career last game.
Speaking of season on the line, that's probably the Cowboys are after making a
Can we just
billion
put the
trades.
Cowboys right next to the Bengals?
Yeah, they're literally the
Yeah.
same team,
Yeah,
more
they're
or
the same
less.
team.
Two
I saw
really good wide
something-
receivers, a pretty good quarterback, and then like no defensive talent whatsoever. So that one
Wait,
of these
guys.
teams delusional enough to make trades.
Wait, Logan Wilson doesn't move you?
No.
Mainly because I don't think
It's
one
Peyton.
linebacker can save that defense.
Wait, guys,
Mm-mm.
Quinnen Williams doesn't move you?
You
Yeah,
know,
I mean, okay,
A little
you
bit.
get rid of Nazi Smith and you get fucking like Peyton Wilson. Like, all right, like we're taking a step back here, and then you got another defensive lineman that you would have had if you never traded Micah. So we're still taking a step back
do
here.
you want me to read their
Like,
healthy
alright,
secondary and their starting edge
Yes.
rotation? Do we really want to
Yes.
go there? I don't. I think they
No,
needed
I mean-
more. They did like a half effort at making a defense and trying to buy a brand new defense. Like it was so pointless.
Yeah,
They're down an
I
entire
thought
first
Jimmy and
round
Hallmark.
pick unless he like works out for the long haul and they re-sign him. And
I want to
stuff.
say this. They're a perfect example of me with homework. You have plenty of time to get ahead of it and put yourself in a good position, but you wait till the last minute to try to fix it. So literally season on the line, and I think that's.
I feel like.
Yeah.
Do we want to put them? Which one of these top 2 tiers went with the Chiefs? Is my question. They did
They're
just
going
get.
to the playoffs.
They are not Super Bowl contenders.
They got selected by the Bills. I mean, like, the only argument you really have for
And you're
Super Bowl
forgetting
contenders.
the refs.
The main,
forgetting
yeah, I was
the
gonna say the
refs.
main reason you could argue Super Bowl contenders is because like if they could keyed up in the playoffs, but like in terms of like how they look so far, that I would not put them in that blue tier.
Mahomes just locks the
I
fuck
wouldn't-
in, and then the refs give him calls, and then like we're good. I don't know. Put them the one below. Like
Yeah, we
Okay.
can go green.
Yeah,
I'll go green.
I would not put them in likely playoff lock because I don't think that they are a playoff lock. They are third in their division right now.
Yeah, but the AFC is terrible this year.
Yeah, the
uh,
Jaguars.
The
are
competition,
low-key
they-
Jaguars
the
are a
Jaguars
better football
and
team.
the
They
Rav-
beat them.
Okay. Yes
That's
and
crazy.
no, but
That's
like they know they
crazy.
genuinely have not been playing better
I'm looking
football.
at Raiders,
It's-
Chargers, Texans, Cowboys. Like that's like 4 wins.
Okay,
right there.
you know I'm willing to move them down a tier if you can tell me that you think the Texans are a comparable team to this.
Silence.
Oh god.
And they played the Broncos twice, and the Broncos look pretty poop.
The
You know what I'm saying? As
Texans,
soon as
the Jags are a better team than the Chiefs.
That's
the
cool.
only good team on their schedule left is the Colts, in my eyes.
Keep in mind,
Yes,
for them to
it-
make the play, like to miss the playoffs, the Jags, the Ravens, and the Chargers all have to make it.
the Jags are.
I think
making it.
that's. I
Yeah,
think
there's
that's
no way the
possible.
Ravens-
I'm willing to put them.
Yeah.
Can we put them like halfway in between?
Do you want me to flip their logo upside down? Would that make you feel better?
No, put it literally half in mid, half in green.
I just can't condone putting
Move it-
less than green based on like I've seen from
I
this
just-
AFC. I'm sorry, the AFC is just that bad this year. I can't entertain.
They're
this
in the
fight.
8th spot, and they're
Yeah, they're in
teams
the.
ahead
They're
of
well
them
on the
are
hunt,
poo-poo.
and their schedule isn't like a
Bro,
complete gauntlet.
There's nobody. The gap between 8 and 9 is 2 wins. Like they literally just have to beat out either the Jaguars or the
The problem is the Chargers need to not fall off for that, and I can't
Yeah,
see
the
it
Chargers,
without their
yeah.
tackles. If they had their tackles, no, I'd be willing to entertain it. Like I said, it's just the Chargers. Like I said, they're just screwed by injuries. I feel
Yeah,
like that's
that'd be
look at-
hilarious if they fell
If you
off.
look at like us,
I
we're
think the Ravens are coming, and they're gonna. If the Chargers fall off, the Ravens
Yo.
will take that spot, not the Chiefs.
All right.
Anyways, that's gonna do it for this week. Pretty interesting bye week teams. Honestly, kind of an underwhelming group. But that's just how it goes sometimes with bye weeks. Yeah, some pretty cool games. Some not so cool games. Yeah, no, it's your time.
All right. Thank you everyone so much for watching. We will see you guys in the next video. But before that, make sure to leave a like and subscribe as always. Make sure to comment down below any picks that you might disagree with or just your picks for this week in general. And then also make sure to join our Discord, link in the description, as it's a great community to hang out with all types of sports fans and talk all things sports. Anyways, we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Bye.
Bye.